One of the simplest types of card games for learning phonics are those based on Tic Tac Toe, also called noughts and crosses, where letter, word, picture or sentence cards are arranged in a square, and individual children or teams take turns to identify cards and try and make a horizontal, vertical, or diagonal line of cards. In the classic version of the game, the cards are arranged in a 3x3 square, and the children take turns to identify cards. One child or team can place a circle on the cards they identify, and the other team can place an X. Or they can place different coloured counters on them. One of the many other variations is for one child or team to turn cards over and place them facing in one direction, and the other child or team to turn cards over and place them facing in another direction. Instead of just identifying a card, the children can say one or more words starting with the letter on the card, say one or more words from the same phonics family, or do some other task that is appropriate for the stage of phonics the children have reached. The 3x3 square does have limitations. The game is quick, but it is not engaging for all children, especially because whoever gets the centre square probably wins. A larger grid where children get 1 point for making a row of 3 in any direction makes the game more exciting, but takes longer. As with all other games, I think winning or losing the game should not depend at all on English ability, but only on the game itself. If a child cannot identify a card or complete a language task, you can hint and give help until she is successful. This point applies to all the following games, so I won't mention it each time. Race tracks. Another type of card game that is easy to set up is to arrange cards in a racetrack. The cards can be on a table, on the floor, or on the board with cards attached with magnets or tape. The children play individually or in teams, and take turns to throw a dice and move a piece around the track. They can either identify each card as they pass over it, or identify or perform some language task related to the card they land on. The racetrack can have a theme. It can be a car race, a monster race, a rocket race, or whatever theme will be fun for the children. There can be special cards where children miss one turn, go back to the start, overtake the next child, go back 3 cards, and so on. When the game is played on the floor and if there is space, the children can walk, hop, dance or run around the track, performing language tasks when they land on or pass cards. Guessing cards. One child can draw a card from a pile and put it on her head without looking at it and try to guess what it is. The cards can be letters, words, or sentences. A similar type of game is where children pin the cards to their backs and move around asking yes or no questions until they discover what card is on their back. With both these games, there can be an additional game rule that when a child finds out what her card is, she also tries to think of words starting with that letter or from the same phonics family. Hiding cards. Children can take turns to hide one or more cards behind their back or somewhere else, and the other children try to guess what cards have been hidden. The children can also play treasure hunt games, where you or one or more of the children hide cards around the room, and the children try to find them. They can either try to find all the cards, or just the cards for particular phonics families. When they find cards, they can say what they are, Say a word starting with the letter on the card. Sort the cards into phonics families. Say one or more words from the same phonics family. Spell pictures that are on the cards they find, and so on. Another similar kind of game is where the children hunt for letters to spell a word or hunt to find words to make a sentence. For example, a child could look at a picture of a cat and then try to find the letters C, A, and T. Or a child can look at a picture and then try to find words to make sentences about the picture. Playing cards. One of the most effective ways for elementary school children to learn phonics is with packs of playing cards. The children can play any of their favorite card games: Old Maid, Cheat, Hearts, Sevens, Rummy, or any other game. I have had classes where the children get so involved in the games that they just want to play, and even learn new card games at home and teach the other children in the next lesson. Meanwhile, their ability in phonics increases very quickly. They learn phonics through trial and error while engrossed in playing the games. When the children play a game, they perform phonics tasks. The best way to do this varies according to the game they are playing. They could perform a task every time they play a card, or it could be when they make a pair, hand over a card, or make a set. There can be letters, pictures, or words on the cards. The phonics task could be to read a letter or word. Say a word starting with a letter on the card. Say another word from the same phonics family. Make a sentence that includes a word on the card, and so on. I use different kinds of cards at different stages. In the first stage, I use cards where hearts and clubs are letters of the alphabet, and diamonds and spades are the corresponding anchor words. The aim is for the children to learn A, apple, P, panda, and so on, while playing. In the second stage, the children learn anchor words for special phonics families in the same way. Hearts and clubs are letter combinations, such as E or OW, and diamonds and spades are the corresponding anchor words. So the children learn E, tree, OW, house, and so on, while playing. For the next 2 levels, I used the games for the children to learn which words are in which phonics families. For these levels, all 4 cards with the same number have words from the same phonics family. This helps the children immeasurably with their reading and spelling. For the final stage, I write words on the board next to each card. When the children play a card, make a pair, hand over a card, or make a set, the children read the appropriate word on the board or make a sentence with it. This gives me the flexibility to gradually make the words and sentences more difficult while playing and ensures the children are challenged to reach their full potential. Switch It. Switch It is a wonderful series of card games that are handmade by David Lisgo, a teacher in Kagoshima, Japan. Many teachers I know well use David's games in their classes and love them. Personally, I have used the games extensively for over 20 years and can vouch for their effectiveness. There is a Switch It pack for every possible stage of phonics, and even packs for infants. David has developed many other games for learning phonics, such as Go Fish games, pairs games, and board games. Most of the games are already printed. Some can be downloaded. I will give a link in the description to where you can see information on the games and samples, and a link to how David can be contacted. I will introduce more games in the next video.